International Fellowship of Christians and Jews sucks. The guy who started it sucks and is in hell now. The woman who heads it up now is going to hell. Christians who are deceived and give money to that organization suck. And no one should give any money to that organization. If people do not follow Jesus, like the guy who started it and like his daughter who runs it now, they are not light and they are darkness. And so there is no fellowship between Christians and Jews. So this is a lie. And if you don't know what the scripture really means and you just accept what your pastor says, that you're supposed to quote unquote support Israel or quote unquote support the Jews, and then, he tells you about Genesis 12 and stuff like that, and says that, well, if you bless them, you'll be blessed. If you don't bless them, you won't be blessed. And if you're believing what he says, you're a fool, and you suck too. And your pastor sucks, and TBN sucks, and everyone that promotes this woman and this organization, International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, sucks. And you are ignorant if you're deceived about all of this, which a lot of people are, of what the New Testament says regarding Jewish people, regarding Gentiles, regarding who is on God's side and who is not on God's side. If you think that Paul the Apostle would have been a member of this organization, you better think again. If you think Peter would have been, if you think even Christ would have been, you should think again. But I'm just here to say that this woman sucks. She's a terrible, terrible woman. Daystar, TBN, these people who promote her and the other people who side with her and promote her, when you see little ads about her on the internet, are horrible people. If you go to her site, which I'm on right now, the comments are turned off. Why are they turned off? Because she doesn't love truth. She's not going to listen to truth. People would go there and be like, actually there's no fellowship between Christians and Jews if Jews have not accepted Jesus. So, but God knows about all this, and what I'm saying is true. And really, you ought to read the scripture. And if what your pastor is saying is not in line with what the scripture is saying and the right interpretation of it, which would not be supporting an organization like this, then you should leave your church, because Jesus wouldn't be in line with it and isn't in line with it, and neither would Paul or Peter or any of the apostles. And so they would, going to a church these days, speak against it and speak against what your pastor is saying. And guess what the church would do? I guess what your pastor would do. He would kick Jesus out. He would kick the apostles out. So you have to make a decision whether you're going to follow Jesus or whether you're going to follow the world, whether you're going to follow the quote-unquote religion that says that you have to quote-unquote bless the Jews. And what I mean by that is like more than any other people, or first and foremost, and basically not think critically about where they are spiritually, that they are on the side if they have not accepted Jesus. The Bible's very clear of Satan, just like Gentiles are on the side of Satan if they have not accepted Jesus either. So, but I saw this little video. It says it's a 2 years ago video, but it's with this lady, International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, flag pin USA, horizontal Christian. I don't know what that means, but let me just see what the recent videos are. She has one from 3 days ago, and so if you give money to this organization or support it, you're a fool, and you need to wisen up.